You have to be intentional about getting into the secret place. Listen, I get that secret place is kind of like a cliche and like, oh, it's the secret place. You have to spend time with the Lord. Like, that's the only way to get out of, the mental rut of constant anxiety, constant worry, constant defeat, constant sadness, because in the presence of the Lord, there is fullness of joy. Like there's, I was listening to T.L. Osborne, and he said, someone had asked him, like, what made the change? And he said, when I experienced Jesus, when I came into the presence of Jesus, everything changed. And it like resonated with me, because that's where change comes. That's where like everything drops off. And most people, like it's a commodity for them. It's like, okay, we'll visit that when I have time, or, and then you're stuck in the worry rut. You're stuck in anxiety. You're stuck in depression, man. There's somebody that sends me messages on Instagram, and I gave her a list of things to do every single day to get out of that fear, to get out of anxiety, because I can tell you there's when you are fighting like bodily things, the first thing that's going to spike is your worry and your anxiety. So you can't afford to not be in the presence of God, because I'm telling you, like when you have that alone time with the Lord, I can tell you that, you are refreshed. Like there's a peace that comes over you when you spend time with the Lord and you're doing it right. You're not coming at it like, with worry and like asking like, oh, help me, Lord, that kind of a thing. You're just there to just, sit at the feet of Jesus. And if we even look at that story, I said story like an idiot. If we look at that story in the word about Mary and Martha, Martha was always like complaining, complaining, like, why isn't anybody helping me? She's worried. She's frantic. Like, Jesus, can you tell my sister to get up off the floor and help me do it? And that's the state that most people are in. They're complaining. They're worried, overworked, and they, consumed with what's happening around them. And there's Mary at the feet of Jesus. And Jesus, you'd think like, yeah, you know what, Mary? Like, you've had enough time. Like, hurry up and do something, get me a drink. He didn't say that. He said, you can't take this away from her. She knows what's most important and what's most beneficial. And so he rebuked Martha because he knows this is what's most important. So if you're carrying a heavy load, like most people are, especially women, and if you're in sick in your body, there's things that you're holding on to, the promises of the Lord when in regards to your health and your wellness. That is something that is a non-negotiable. You have to be at the feet of Jesus. That's the secret.